it feels like a hot button topic to me with the kind of like the larger 4, 5, 600 unit buildings. There's always concerns around environmental impacts, traffic, lack of design, etc. The NIMBYism that you were referring to, in some cases, I think there's some truth to that. And I think we need to be, I think there needs to be sort of an honest vulnerability about that sometimes it's not the best. But in other cases, those concerns aren't necessarily warranted. How do you combat that, and how have you tried to combat that narrative on this project out in California?
Yeah, so I'd say, it's no easy feat, and I don't blame any of the neighbors. I understand where they're coming from. Change is hard. You get used to a certain um, comfortability with your neighborhood and what's going on, and to add 400 units is a little disruptive, and most of the people just don't understand the development process and how that actually works. So in this market, the vacancy rate is 0 to 1%. There's really nowhere to go. Most of the apartments have waiting lists, and the rents have skyrocketed. There's just no place to go, so people just don't have a choice if they want to stay in that community. And um, realistically, the biggest challenge with our project is we were between this condos project and the mountains, and we were blocking some of their views. And what we did to really combat on that project is we turned our buildings. At one point, we had them parallel with the road in between us. We turned them perpendicular to allow view corridors through, and then we pulled one building out and pushed it in the back more to create a huge view corridor right through the middle of our site. And on a square or rectangle site, we wouldn't have been able to do that, but our site is some kind of weird piece of pie shaped triangle site that allowed us to accommodate some of those things. But it's trying to just educate as best as you can. And the main things that we got challenged on were traffic and noise, which had been studied by the city previously, where we had an arterial road between us, and the main driver of noise is always going to be traffic. And then we did a traffic study assuming all the future development that had been proposed with applications in, even ones that had been just talked about. And we assumed building max units that we had, so adding about 10 more units than what we actually ended up getting approved, and doing all these extra things and kind of above and beyond. And it's still, people don't want to talk about it and realize that yes, there are no concerns, in all the area roads and infrastructure has been planned for this increased development. And a lot of the heartburn too was California had their general plan or comprehensive plan, wherever you're at, guiding plan document update in 2016-17, and our site used to only allow for 9 units an acre, and now it allows for 22 units an acre, and the guiding actually allows for 40 units an acre. So the upzoning changed people's thoughts, and most buildings there are 2 stories, and we're really the ones to start pushing 3 stories in more already developed areas. So it was a little hard to stomach on that, and people just had some mixed feelings. But again, the best you can do is try to educate and help them understand. And hopefully some people actually did come around. They understood, what we were doing and why we were doing it. But there are always people who just don't want to hear it because it's a change that they don't want to see happen.
Right.